Howdy y'all and welcome back. Safariland GLS retention system. So I finally last year got around to getting some Safariland ALS holsters and working all that out. And then right about that time they had come along with the GLS system. So I'm only vaguely familiar with it. My homie Martin runs some, I think he has several GLS setups, and so I had kind of played with his. This one was sent in by Robert Troon, who is a southpaw, so this all feels really awkward and backwards to me. I'm going to do my best to explain it to you anyway, but pretty much everything Safariland is like good to go. Really, you know, if you're new to this game and you're like, oh, I don't know what I should get for a holster, you cannot go wrong with Safariland, just as a big old blanket statement. So this is no different. Let's take it over the table and get a closer look. All right, so I got my Glock 19 in the GLS unit here, and this is currently configured for the paddle rig style. You've got the QLS locking fork system, which people love. Well, other people love. I'm not crazy about them. I prefer the G-code system myself, but this gives you adaptability. So if you want to run this same holster on, like maybe you have a drop leg rig from Safariland, then you can just clip it right into there and you don't have to, like, it lets you apply the same holster to different setups. And I do appreciate that. But if it were mine, I would be using this piece of gear that comes along with it. And the way that works is obviously your belt is going to go through here, through these two slots. And then this hole corresponds with that hole right there. And then you have three cant options, which line up these two with these. So it would be something like that, or that, or that. So it lets you set up the cant of the holster, and by not having this whole chunk in the middle, this is going to let you snug it in much closer to your body. But I'm a relatively thin person, so I need a gun to be as hideable as possible on my frame. If I were a larger human, I might appreciate having this little bit of gap between my belt line, which belt goes in through there, obviously. Having that little bit of extra space might help get your hand down on the grip. So that's going to be just entirely subjective, and you know, your mileage may vary. As paddle systems go, again, we've got a pretty good clip right here, so I'm not mad at that. Kind of reminds me of the one on the Black Hawk. So it seems like they're dialing in the paddle concept better than some of the paddle systems of old. But just in general, this is not my favorite. Other people swear by them. So it's one of those deals you may have to just get one and try it out for yourself. But if you do go with a paddle system, make sure it has some kind of little hook there to keep it on your belt. There are lots and lots of videos out there of paddle holster fails where someone goes to draw and the entire holster comes out of the belt. So I much prefer something where I know that my holster is locked onto the belt itself. So anyway, the way the active retention mechanism works is you've got a little lever right here. So as long as that is not being depressed, you are completely locked in. And then to draw, you want your trigger finger to ride where the frame is going to be. And then you're going to come in and boom. Like so. Then this feels extremely awkward because I'm doing this left-handed, but you get the idea. Like so. And obviously, being Safariland, all of the quality of all of this stuff is just the, you know, top of the heap, number one, good quality stuff. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm not going to mount this and attempt a left-handed draw at all. So you'll just have to trust that with practice, it will work just fine. And a quick note about retention holsters in general. If you're going to carry outside the waistband, or God forbid, open carry, please do us all a favor and use a holster with some type of active retention on it. You may think that the flannel that you're wearing or the jacket that you're wearing is enough to like prevent someone from snatching it away from you. It's not. And a determined thief will be coming from behind, which is where we tend to wear these, and it just that extra security, or from just if you need to get down on the ground and move around or do something, you don't want your gun falling out. Bad things can happen. So having some type of retention, active retention on there is a solid way to go. One more great big giant thank you to Robert Troon for sending all the stuff that I've been reviewing this week. I know they haven't been the most in-depth reviews, but it's always fun to get my hands on things that I am not familiar with. So any of y'all out there, if you have something that you would like for me to check out, I would love to. Get in touch with me. I'll get you my address. You can send it in. I'll get it back to you eventually. But it's always fun to have extra things to talk about on the channel. And I can't afford to buy all of them. So thanks again, Robert. I appreciate you, buddy. Until next time, be easy, y'all.